Hi, this is Joel Osteen. You're watching Fox and Friends. Good morning.
He was smiling when he said that.
37, 38, 39. 40 seconds later, here's Brett Baer from our nation's capital.
Hey,
Hey,
right
Brett.
on time.
You're fast.
Good morning.
Hey, Brett, what is the House going to do today behind closed doors regarding Mr. Bergdahl?
Well, they're going to get a briefing, and they're going to get a briefing about the process, about the decision-making. It's not clear how many House members are going to show up. This is actually the day they fly back into town, so we'll see how many are actually here. But this continues this discussion that the administration is having about all the process behind this this trade.
Sure, and there's a lot of concern, obviously, about the release of the 5 Taliban members here. I mean, high-ranking officials, some said to actually get out there. They want to get out there and retaliate again. John Kerry, though, says that this trade, though many seem to think it's a bad deal and unsafe for America, he says that the threat by the terrorists, it's baloney. Take a listen to this.
I just think that's a lot of baloney, to be truthful with you. And to whatever degree it may be true, they will wind up putting themselves at the mercy of those people who are very effective, who are there, who will deal with those matters. I'm not telling you that they don't have some ability at some point to go back and get involved, but they also have an ability to get killed doing that.
I heard John Kerry this morning say, you know, don't worry about them in Doha. You can't help but worry about them in Doha. And we have no information on how the United States is actually going to see that they remain in Doha, that they make no comments, that they do no agitation. What's unfortunate is that I see no sign of the Taliban relenting.
So there it is, Brett. You have the Democratic chairman of the Senate Intelligence Committee still with more questions than answers to her Secretary of State, same party.
Yeah, to her credit, Senator Feinstein has been very forthcoming on this from the very beginning in her concerns about the deal, number one, about Congress not being informed, number two, and about the fact that these guys are not just the average run-of-the-mill Taliban. These are senior leaders who actually had real deep ties to al-Qaeda, and they have a history in the past, before they were captured, of being plotting against the U.S. and U.S. national interests abroad. So the concerns about being in Doha, Qatar are real. The Secretary of State was asked whether they would be at risk to U.S. troops in Afghanistan. His answer kind of morphed around the U.S. won't be there, so we won't be in the way to be able to get attacked by these guys.
Or to be able to protect the government that is there, that was kind of hoping that would have some type of role in security.
Sure. So, Brett, let's go now from the current Secretary of State to the former Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton, who is very busy. It's Clinton Palooza these days. She's 10 days where she's promoting this book. There's some new video out this morning where she sits down with Diane Sawyer, and Diane Sawyer asks her if there's anything she personally could have done to make the U.S. mission there safer, and it sounds like the former Secretary of State throws her staff under the bus. Listen.
What I did was give very direct instructions that the people who have the expertise and experience in security. I'm not equipped to sit and look at blueprints to determine where the blast walls need to be or where the reinforcements need to be. That's why we hire people who have that expertise.
Okay, so she's not, even though she has said in the past she's taking responsibility for it, there very clearly she's saying, look, I hired people to take care of security.
Yeah, sure. And the other question is whether she's going to show up for this this hearing that possibly could be coming from the Benghazi committee. She said she'll have to wait and see. I think the answer there suggests that this is an evolving answer on the security beforehand. And you're right. Previously, she said she took full responsibility. I think she's getting more granular as the questions are getting more specific about this. I just point out that while 4 people were named in the State Department, no one was actually fired for the pre-security situation.
Right. Only
They
the
just were moved around.
whistleblower seems to have having a hard time, Mr. Hicks. But Brett, you're going to sit down one-on-one with her to talk about her book, and we're going to help you out because on our Facebook page is, what question would you have Brett ask Hillary? And for a fee, we'll provide some of the better questions.
Fantastic.
And something that can be handled inter-office between Special Report and Fox and Friends.
Fantastic. Something tells me I'll have many of those. It's actually the two of us. It's I'll be with Greta Van Susteren, and we're interviewing for a half an hour from
How's
Special
that gonna
Report
work?
into On the Record.
Do you start at 6:45 and you talk, and then at 7 o'clock she starts talking?
No, I think we're going to break it up in between.
Okay, that's fair.
We haven't worked out the logistics yet, and we're watching these other interviews closely to come up with ideas. But we'll take all of those. I don't know. We have to negotiate the fee on the on this question.
Your family, it's free, no fee.
I want to talk about something else too. We've been talking here. Your book, by the way, so many comments from people that we pass by saying, hey, it's having a special effect on them and their families. A lot of stories just like yours in Special Heart, Brett. How's the book doing?
Oh, it's been great. You know what's been really great is going around the country and these book signings. My wife and I sitting there, and these folks come up and tell us their story about something. It doesn't have to be a kid with a heart problem, but anything. And some of them break down at the signings and talk to us about whatever. And it's just been really wonderful. If I just had one of those fathers, I had one guy still with a hospital band on, and his daughter was getting ready for surgery. If I had one of those fathers, it made this book worth it.
Absolutely. With Father's Day coming up, it's a great story. Hey, Brett, thanks so much.
Special Heart.
Thanks.
All right.